Well, welcome back to the Clueless Catholic Podcast. And today, Michael is going to talk about, I don't remember what.
You don't remember what?
No.
No. We're going to talk about why are there statues in the Catholic Church?
Okay, that's right. Why are there statues in the Catholic Church?
That's a loaded question. And like all loaded questions, we have to go back to the history, which you love
I'm starting to like it more now that I'm older
because you're part of it.
because I'm part of it now because I'm older.
So, the controversy all starts with the Ten Commandments.
Oh, it does.
Yes.
Oh, it does. I remember. Okay, go ahead.
What do you remember?
I remember the golden calf. When
No.
Moses went up to the mountain and he was
Whoa.
gone for forever, and the people were getting anxious and they made a golden calf or wanted to make a golden. Did they make the golden calf?
They
I
did.
don't
They
remember.
gave all their golden jewelry to Aaron, and he was like, he made a golden calf. And then when Moses came down, what did he do?
He said, "Oh no, don't you have that golden calf?"
What else did he do?
Uh,
He got so mad,
yeah,
he broke the Ten Commandments.
that's right. He broke the 10 Commandments.
And Aaron was like, "Oh, I just threw the gold in the fire, and out came a calf."
Yeah,
Sounds like an excuse one of our sons would have made.
yep, for sure.
But no, that's good history. I'm glad you remember it.
Hey,
Not where I was going.
oh,
Sort of where I was going, but not really.
okay.
So, the Catholic reckoning of the Ten Commandments is slightly different than most Protestant reckoning of the Ten Commandments.
Okay.
Did you know that?
Mm-mm.
So, the first commandment for Catholics and some Lutherans, I am the Lord your God. You shall have no strange gods before me, or no other gods before me.
Right.
The second, you shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain. The third, remember to keep holy the Lord's day.
Mm-hmm.
The fourth, honor your father and mother. The fifth, you shall not kill. The sixth, you shall not commit adultery. The seventh, you shall not steal. The eighth, you shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. Then 9, you shall not covet your neighbor's wife.
What are you picking on me for? I will not cover my neighbor's wife.
And 10, you shall not covet your neighbor's goods. Most Protestants, Reformed, Fundamental, and Evangelical, the first is you shall have no other gods before me.
Mm-hmm.
The second commandment is you shall not make for yourselves any graven image. You shall not bow down to them and serve them.
Okay. Why is it different?
The third, hang on.
Oh.
Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy.
Yeah.
The fourth, honor your father and mother. The fifth, you shall not kill. The sixth, you shall not commit adultery. The seventh, you shall not steal. The eighth, you shall not bear false witness against your neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
The ninth is you shall not covet your neighbor's house.
Oh.
And the 10th is you shall not covet your neighbor's wife, servant, livestock, or anything that belongs to your neighbor.
Huh. Okay.
The difference comes from how biblical text is divided. So remember, when the Bible was written, there were no verses and chapters.
Mm-hmm.
When the Bible was put together, there were no verses and chapters.
Sophie.
The Catholic tradition follows St. Augustine and treats the prohibition against idols as part of the first commandment. So it's still in there. It's just not separated out as a second commandment.
Yeah.
Sophie. Annoying dog. Since it explains what it means to have no other gods, it divides the coveting prohibition into two commandments. Don't covet your neighbor's wife and don't covet your neighbor's possessions. Most Protestant traditions, following the Reformed tradition, separate the prohibition against graven images into its own second commandment and then combine all prohibitions against coveting into the 10th commandment. So, anti-Catholic writers will claim that Catholics removed the second commandment. It's not true. It's part of the first commandment.
Yeah.
The key here, though, is not that you can't make graven images. You have to finish the context of the commandment and bow down to and worship them. That's the key.
Yeah.
Because we know from Scripture that God commands us to create images. You look confused.
Where in the scripture? I guess I just don't recall.
In Exodus.
It was in Exodus?
And, well, we haven't gotten to all of it. There's some parts in Deuteronomy, too. But in Exodus, what did they build?
They built a tent.
And what went in the tent?
The things on the side of the altar.
They built the altar.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't there something with horns and...
That was the altar.
Oh, that's part of the altar?
Yep.
They built more things? The cherubim? Wasn't it?
Cherubim? What were the cherubim on?
I don't remember. You're lucky I got this far.
I know. I'm impressed so far. I just want to walk you to it. It carried something.
It carried something. A wagon.
No, a wagon. No.
I'm thinking. Hold on. It carried something. It carried... The cherubim carried something?
No, the cherubim were on something that carried something. The ark.
Oh, the Ark of the Covenant.
There you go. So, if the commandment is not to create any graven images,
Mm-hmm.
full stop, then God broke his own commandments. Now, I've heard some Protestants say God has the right to do that, but then literally God is a hypocrite, and that just doesn't sit well with me.
No, you're right.
So the key to that scripture is and bow down and serve them.
Yeah, they weren't bowing down and serving the cherubim.
But that's the key. Later in Deuteronomy, there's a story where Moses and the people were getting sick. I think they were bit by serpents. And so he commanded Moses to create a brass or a bronze serpent on a stick,
Mm-hmm.
which is actually where we get the medical symbol.
Oh,
Bet you didn't know that.
I did not know that.
That's where it's pulled from.
Wow.
And anybody who would look on the bronze serpent would be healed.
Oh,
No sin there, right?
right.
But later in Deuteronomy, maybe Numbers, I don't remember, the people did begin to worship the snake.
Oh,
And Moses broke it.
broke the snake.
Yes. So the problem is the worship of statues. the entire context matters. God had just rescued Israel from Egypt, and Egypt was full of idols. Every pagan nation surrounding Israel worshipped statues. God was warning Israel not to imitate pagan worship. The problem wasn't the bronze or the gold. The problem was false gods.
Mm-hmm.
If making religious images is always sinful, then, like I said, God contradicts himself, because only a few chapters later, God commands Moses to make them. The Ark of the Covenant, the bronze serpent, covered that. It wasn't Moses that broke it. It's in the second book of Kings. So many, many, many years later, they started worshiping the serpent, and so King Hezekiah broke it. It was the idolatry that was the sin. And then example 3, which we haven't gotten to yet in the first book of Kings, is Solomon's temple.
Oh.
So Solomon was the son of David, and David at one point wanted to build a temple to God, and God was like, nope, it's not for you to do. It's going to be for your son to do. And he made the first temple, and it was filled with cherubim, carved palm trees, oxen, lions, flowers, and pomegranates. And these were all approved of by God. Literally creating graven images from things from heaven and earth below. So, the commandment forbids us making an image to worship as God. It does not forbid art. Otherwise, children's Bibles would be sinful.
Okay.
Crosses would be sinful.
I was going to ask about that.
With or without a cruciform on.
Yeah.
Nativity scenes would be sinful.
That's true.
Even the fish symbol.
Yeah, that's true too.
Everyone uses images. The real question is, do you worship them? No. Now, this is where the confusion comes in from most Protestants. Because they have a differing view of what worship is.
Weren't you and I talking about this one time?
I'm sure.
Okay, go ahead.
What do you remember?
I don't know. I just remember we talked about that. There's different styles of worship, and yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
So, the statue is supposed to serve as a reminder for us. So think about family photos. You know, we've seen in movies, which emulate life, pilots that have a picture of their loved one or their girl back home in their plane, and before they go into battle, they kiss the picture and put it back.
Yeah.
Is he in love with the paper?
No.
Does he realize that that image is not actually his girl?
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
Yes. The picture is reminding him of the person. It's the same principle.
Yeah.
Grave sites.
Grave sites.
Some people will kneel and cry and pray at grave sites.
That's true.
But they aren't worshiping the granite, and they're not worshiping a dead body.
That's true too.
So why bow before a statue or kneel? Remember that the Bible shows bowing many times without worship. Abraham bowed before the Hittites. Joseph's brothers bowed to him. King David was bowed before, and Bathsheba bowed to King David. Bowing can mean respect.
Yeah.
Only context tells us whether it's worship. In the Bible, this is important. True worship always involves sacrifice. For Israel, it was animal sacrifice. For Christians, the Eucharistic sacrifice of the Mass. Catholics never offer sacrifices to statues, only to God. Before Christ, God was invisible. God became visible through Christ. In John chapter 1, verse 14, the Word became flesh. Jesus had a face. People saw him, touched him, painted him. The invisible God became visible. The images of Christ proclaimed that God truly became man. So, in the early Roman catacombs, dating way back to the early church, because they were persecuted, there were many paintings of Jesus, Mary, Noah, Jonah, Moses, and the saints. These date back to the 2nd and 3rd century, long before Christianity became legal.
Mm.
So they were already creating icons as a way to serve as memory,
Yeah.
or reminders in their day to day. As always, we're going to quote some church fathers. St. John of Damascus, one of the greatest defenders of icons, wrote, "I do not worship matter. I worship the creator of matter who became matter for my sake." St. Basil the Great,
St. Basil.
"The honor paid to the image passes to the prototype."
Oh, that's cool.
So that means that the respect shown to an image goes to the person represented, not to wood and not to stone.
That's deep. Oh, he said that.
So there are different types of honor in the Catholic Church. Do you know what the highest one is called?
No.
Latria. Latria is worship given only to God.
Spell that.
Latria.
Okay.
Josh will tell me I'm probably pronouncing it incorrectly.
Probably.
Then there is Dulius.
Okay.
Dulia is honor given only to saints. Hyperdulia is a special honor given only to Mary because she is the mother of God. It is still not worship. There is no sacrifice. So then the common Protestant questions: why not pray directly to God?
We do.
We do. That's the easy part. That's the easy question. Every Mass is directed to the Father. Every sacrament comes from God. But asking saints to pray for us doesn't replace prayer to God. That's the thing, is that Protestants seem to think that it's either or for us Catholics. It's not. It's both and. And you'll find in a lot of our misunderstandings, it's both and. You know, we'll get into some of those others later. I don't want to open a can of worms. So then why have statues at all? Why do you think?
Why have statues at all? I love the statues, but it helps me focus where my attention needs to be.
Okay. Churches have always taught through beauty. Years and years ago, especially in the Middle Ages, there was widespread illiteracy. Reading the Bible, one, it was expensive to even own a Bible because they were done by hand. The printing press hadn't been invented yet.
Yeah.
They were literally done by hand by monks who would write them out.
Right? Oh my goodness.
And then they would paint different, I forget what they're called, but they would paint inspirations into the borders. Very expensive.
Yeah.
So statues and stained glass were a way to put the Bible in pictures.
I can see that. Especially if
Um,
you go to my mom and dad's church, the Bible and pictures is everywhere.
Yeah.
On every wall.
And humans are physical. We are visual. Those all serve as reminders for us. So can Catholics misuse statues?
I suppose anybody could.
Absolutely. Any devotion can become unhealthy.
Mm-hmm.
But that is for God to judge, not for the person observing.
Yeah.
And that's where the danger comes in my opinion, for a lot of Protestants, is that they judge what the person is doing without knowing
what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me just skip that. Blah, blah, blah. So, Catholics don't worship statues. We worship God alone. Statues are reminders of the people God has worked through. Just as family photos remind us of the people we love, the second commandment forbids making idols out of created things not creating sacred art that points us towards the Creator. I would say, in closing, I understand the contention against idols and icons and but never stained glass windows, ironically. Um, because from the outside looking in, if you don't define worship properly as sacrifice, it looks like worship.
Yeah.
It does. And for a Protestant, it looks, it breathes, it smells, it walks, it talks like worship. Because prayer, kneeling, bowing, singing to, those are all forms of worship because they don't define worship as sacrifice.
Those are defined worship to somebody who's not Catholic.
Yes. That's
Okay.
how, I mean, if you ask a Protestant, how do you define worship? Prayer, song, kneeling, bowing, those will all come into play at some point for them.
And you ask a Catholic.
Well, a well catechized Catholic, a well taught Catholic will tell you it involves sacrifice.
Yeah.
And that's the
the
distinction.
Mm-hmm.
So for Protestants, we have to understand how they think that if it looks like a duck to them and walks like a duck, it must be a duck. The problem is their duck is a goose.
Okay. Your duck's not a real
Their duck's not
duck.
a real duck. That's really all I had.
But didn't you have trouble with that too when we first started?
Oh, yeah, because again, to me, it looked like worship.
So what changed for you? When did it change for you?
Oh, I couldn't tell you when.
I mean, you went to your first Catholic Mass with me.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that church had statues. I know it had the crucifix,
Yeah, it had.
but did
It
that
had a
like
couple. It had cameras to spot the non-Protestant.
Yeah, here we
the
go.
Non-Catholic.
It did not look for Protestants.
You know that.
I do know
Father
that.
Larry knew. He stared right at me the whole time.
He did not even.
Yep. He was like, I smell a Protestant.
No,
in
he
here.
did not. Oh my goodness. But you had a long discussion with Father Larry anyway about
Oh, yeah.
saints and things like that. Did you ever talk to him about the statues too?
No, I guess for me, my art background, it was a deal for me, but it wasn't a big deal. I did have problems with people kneeling in front of statues and praying in front of statues.
Mm-hmm.
And in our wedding, I struggled really hard with you singing
Yeah.
to a statue. Even though
Really
you
sang to it.
I know, but that's how it seemed to me.
You thought I was singing to the statue.
Stop it.
I was by the statue, looking at the statue.
And to me, judging would look like to a statue.
I see.
But you see my point. I'm judging what I don't know and don't understand.
So now,
I'm putting myself in danger there.
now what do you think?
I would still struggle kneeling before a statue. But I understand just because.
But you kneel before the altar and the crucifix.
The altar because of what's behind it, not to the crucifix. Crucifix is just another statue.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're kneeling in front of it every time you go to Mass.
I know, but when I kneel, my attention is directed towards the what's it called?
The tabernacle?
Yes, gosh, why couldn't I think of that?
I'm surprised I remember that word.
The tabernacle, because of who is there.
Yes. Jesus.
That's reality for me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not against it.
You know what's funny?
It's just awkward for me.
Is that this house right now is filled with art everywhere. Everywhere you look in this house, there is. Are you going to take a tour? Go take a tour.
There.
Yep. Our rosary and all the pictures on the cross wall.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. We have things everywhere, but it's beautiful I think my favorite one right now is that one on the
newest one?
newest one.
Should I go home?
Yeah, go show the newest one.
Okay. Oh,
Well, why do we have so many things, Michael?
I told you my art background. So here's our newest one to the collection. That one's really neat.
Iron.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
I think it's iron. Anyway.
But it's, for me, it's my art background. I mean, I was 13 semesters of art in high school, something like that.
The art aspect of it.
I do a lot in art, and it has never stood in front of. It has always just served as a reminder for me. It's never stood in front of God.
No.
And yeah, I mean, I grew up in churches with stained glass windows. I never saw the difference. So it was the bowing before.
Do you think there's any difference for? I had to pick on your Protestant brain from back in the day. Is there a difference between a statue and like a picture of Mary right here, or Jesus? Is that a difference just because something's made out of cement versus paint?
Well, there were some translations, if I remember right, that were you shall not carve.
Mm-hmm.
So there was something about the three-dimensional aspect. That's why Orthodox churches don't have statues. They have icons only.
Oh, okay.
So if I remember right, that's kind of where they put the hinge on it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that one of the translations was you shall not carve for yourself any graven images. It was that three-dimensional aspect that was that pushed against it for them.
I see.
So, well, we've been in a couple Orthodox spaces, not churches, but
yeah,
remember
St. Augustine and
huge amounts of icons everywhere.
There are.
And they treat icons as a window to the person. So your prayers are going directly to that person as opposed to the piece of wood that it's on,
Yeah.
The
same concept.
I don't know that there was a difference. For me, there wasn't. Clearly, for most Protestants, as far as their churches, there is, because there are pictures of Jesus in these churches. Now, they're not in the sanctuary.
Yeah.
Usually. They're outside.
You still have the cross, which is still
You have the cross, and you have stained glass windows in a lot of churches. And especially older churches will have the stories on the stained glass windows.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of modern churches, if they have stained glass windows, they're just glass panels, like colored glass panels. So they're pretty, but there's really nothing on them.
Oh, no art.
Yeah, no art.
Yeah, I'm just curious if that was I don't know, to me, there's not a difference.
Well, and the Protestants will look at the cross and say that there shouldn't be the corpus on it because that's breaking the second commandment. But an empty cross, that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
In my mind now, there's some hypocrisy to it. But their whole thing is he's not on the cross anymore. Well, if that's the question, then why don't you have a picture of the empty graves or empty tomb instead of an empty cross?
Yeah.
Because it wasn't that he came down off the cross. It was because he raised from the dead,
Yeah.
The Catholics have the corpus on the cross because we believe we focus on the sacrifice. But again, it's not either or. It's not the sacrifice or the resurrection from the dead. It's both and.
Yeah.
And you literally can't have resurrection from the dead without the sacrifice.
Exactly. Yeah.
I have a feeling we're going to get comments on this one.
I hope so. It's good to have these kinds of discussions, so that you will be the one that will respond to comments.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at that. So I'm just like, yeah, my answers are just because that's how it is. Anyway. That's why we're here, the Clueless Catholics, and we're trying to understand everything and hopefully share the knowledge. And hopefully we can just, be at peace with each other and not fight.
No.
So
We fight. Fight the good fight.
Fight the good fight. What is that? That's the good race thing that Father Dudzinski likes, his favorite one about the race.
Oh, yeah.
I fought the
good fight. Finished the race.
I finished the race. Anyway. All right, friends. Do you have anything else?
I do not.
Okay. We'll see you next time. Have a good day, everybody.
What are we doing next time?
I don't know. Surprise.
Oh.
Do you have something?
We do. We have one more.
What is it?
We're gonna dive a little deeper from this into why Catholics pray to saints.
Oh, that'll be good.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Can I bring up some of my favorite saints?
Well, of course.
Okay. Because y'all, St. Anthony helps me find stuff all the time. He's one of my favorites. And St. Monica, we're going to talk about St. Monica, I think.
See, I'm going to argue with you on that, St. Anthony.
Well, let's just, it's fine. You can argue with me. I don't know. St. Monica.
Tune in to see a debate live.
Oh, gosh. And I suck at debates. This is going to be fun. Can I have my dad on?
I'll put him to shame, too.
No,
because
you
I'll
won't.
come at it from the Catholic standpoint. Oh,
so will my dad.
You'll see.
My dad wouldn't come on anyway. So.
No.
Okay, everybody. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.